Starting the broadcast. There we are. Hey, we're live. Hey, guys, we're live. And we have Randy with us from Toronto. How you doing, Randy?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
So you've just built a shed because your wife threw you out, right?
Pretty much. No, our oldest son moved in with two of his kids. So my rec room and RC room, gone. So I built a shed. It's not a big shed.
So now you've decided to build a big shed in the back of your house. And how big is your shed?
But it's enough for building RCs. What can I say? There's more stuff up on top.
Cool. Now, which bodies are those? Those are the Jeep bodies, right?
Those are the GI Joe Jeeps.
Which Jeep bodies are those? You got them where?
It has planes. These start out very simple.
Okay. Okay, that's a toy, kind of toy grade RC that you bought where? Walmart or online?
This is the 2002 Hasbro GI Joe toy. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Would have been at, Walmart, Toys R Us.
Now, where did you find yours?
Now since they don't make them, you got to find them on eBay. Or if you're lucky, you'll find them in a, used store or something.
Okay. Because I think I saw some at the local hobby store here in Ottawa.
There's one that is Dragon Hobbies, and it sells for like 120 to 200 Canadian.
Yeah, and I think that's the one I saw, which I found was ridiculous price. It was too expensive.
Yeah.
Now, what you've done to yours, you've chopped up the chassis, not the chassis, but all the underground underneath, and you only kept what you really needed. Now, that's a GCM chassis?
Yeah.
How come it looks like aluminum? It's not black.
Chris gave me a silver one before they got painted black.
Okay.
But what comes on these trucks, this is the frame that comes in these.
Cool.
Ray 730, who does a lot of the 1.6 Jeeps, he cuts them and puts the links right to the plastic and runs the plastic frame. It's they're a very simple Jeep to modify.
Okay.
But I like my GCM frames.
Yeah. Well, you have the other one on the Cross Canyon, and now that's the C-Max.
Yeah, this is the C-Max. That's the skeleton.
Now, you've had that for years now.
I've had this one for a long time now.
How come there's rust on it? Do you use yours in the water?
My truck's always in the water.
It's always in the water.
If it's not in the water, it's jumping. Oh, if I squeeze on it, I'll probably get water on my wheels right now.
We have James Price on looking and chatting, and CCXRC also is chatting there.
Yeah.
I've sent CCXRC the link, and he is going to join in after he's done doing some stuff. I think some other guys are going to join in also. Me, I was working on my Winnebago on the interior, and I kind of stopped a little bit. But here, I'll show you guys what I was doing real quick. Let me swap cameras. And let me present to everybody. So basically, what I got is some cardboard, and I am going to seal it with a sealer on top. But the couch are going to be a nice bright orange. They do have lines. You can't really see them right now. But I decided to do like a real Winnebago or a couch or a cushion is actually put a trim around it. I'm still debating if I'm going to put one at that end or not. I probably will. Just going to look better. There is a wall that goes here, same thing as the other one, and there's supposed to be a slider here, which I'll probably make out of styrene because it usually slides on this groove here, and that's how you stop it from coming to the back of the toilet. But I put a felt, what Chris has used on his truck bed, so I used the brown one, and I put kind of a cushion floor at the entrance where the door is. So I'm still debating on if I'm going to put a brown spot there or not, or I'm just going to leave it that square. Still wondering what I'm going to be doing with the stove. I did get a lot of scale item at Michael's, but debating if I'm going to rebuild this out of styrene to make it look better, and actually just like flushing it out, making some new a new spout for the sink. Right now it's going on the cutting board because most Winnebago, they have a cover to hide this dual sink. I do have a brown for the top of the sink is going to be like a wood finish. So this is the wood finish for the top of the sink, and also the top table that's going to go here. So the table and that is going to be the same color, and probably the counter there. I'm going to use paint to paint the toilet white, and this is probably going to have the same finish at the wall, which is this finish. I was happy to find that wood grain spall like that. Looks cool.
That looks neat.
Cool. Now we're waiting for some people to jump in. Hopefully they'll jump in soon. If not, you'll be stuck hearing me talk.
Well, I think I'm going to bring out the big truck.
Uh-oh, go ahead.
Have to move around some stuff.
Show and shine time.
Unfortunately for the big truck, I need space.
For the big truck, you need space. Oh, not that one. Don't show that one. You're going to make everybody sick.
Oh, look at the wall.
Oh, nice wall.
What a nice wall.
You got holes in your wall.
Look. I didn't pick up axles.
Vanquish? What are you doing with Vanquish?
Big deal.
Okay. You're loud.
I actually need them for something else. Still working on this thing. Unfortunately, what kills me is I have too many vehicles to work on.
Building too many builds. What is that, night hauler?
Well, let's just give you an idea of the size.
Man, that thing's long.
There's a TF2 on the back of it. So.
Now that's a custom frame that you brazed yourself, or is it a bunch of frames together? Thanks to Wolf.
Two SCX10 axles, dualies, been extended.
Now, what kind of axles are those? SCX10s, you said?
Yeah, the rear axles are SCX10.
Okay.
Wraith axle in the front, so it can stay on everything. That's actually the aluminum RT four-wheel drive ballistic.
Okay.
But very
so it's
simple.
SCX10 at the back with dualies, and you have Wraith in the front.
Basically set up.
Yep.
4-link on the front axle, 3-link with a Y in the back. So it doesn't have to have a lot of flex.
Yeah.
So then it is supposed to be a wrecker unit on the trail. I was going to
So
have this one ready for the G6, but I'll be in BC, so I stopped working on it.
So you're putting a wrecker back on it with a tow winch and a crane?
Yeah. It'll look like a heavy wrecker.
Okay. Now a heavy wrecker does not go on the trails.
Oh, it doesn't go on trails.
Not supposed to. It's not supposed to go in water either.
It'll still go on the trails. Really nice tow rig.
Cool. Now, I had a quick video with you, and I noticed you had a streetcar on top of your desk.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What was that? Because my latest video I just published was about streetcars.
You talking about that guy?
Yeah. Was that TTO2? TTO1?
Oh, that's the Charisma.
A Charisma?
Yeah. That's the one I had the videos. I was in the skate park jumping it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, $300 RC.
And
this one's just a brush setup.
Yeah.
Still pretty good. It's actually a pretty strong little car.
Cool.
But with on-road wheels, it works really nice. And if you put drift wheels on it, it works okay.
Yeah.
So there's a couple videos on the site where I got it drifting in a skate park and jumping it and whatever. Again, $300 RC, didn't care if it gets killed. Surprised how long it's lasted.
So you're going to BC for work, right?
No, vacation.
Oh, vacation. Good for you.
Yeah.
I know you haven't taken a vacation in a long time.
No, I haven't. But the goal is, my wife is from Gibson, BC, so we're going there for her birthday. We're stopping at Jasper Park in Alberta. Okay. I might swing by Calgary while we're there because we're driving out. If she flies back, I'm going to go down to Sacramento, and then I'm going to go over to Moon Rock in Nevada and go trailing. Got a bunch of friends that way. Now here's something you might like. You remember my little GoPro, right? Session?
Yep. That's the cube one there?
Yep. Here's my smaller one.
Yeah, I saw those at Bang Goods, or one similar to that, and I almost ordered one to put inside the truck.
So it is.
Yep.
A good bit smaller.
Shows that they're not waterproof, though.
They're not waterproof. That's the downside to it. But it runs very little card. And you can put a 32 in there.
Yep. That's what I run in my little Mobius, and my other one too.
So what I'm doing is a little mount inside the car.
Oh yeah?
So on this guy, will probably be mounted somewhere right around here, down there. Or I'll mount one back up the back bar,
okay,
between the two shoulders.
Cool.
All right. So what you'll get is a driving view looking over the shoulders from the back.
Okay.
And that should last, I think it works out, it does like 110 minutes with a 32 card continuous. So, you know, an hour and a half trailing, you just turn it on and you can just edit it later.
Yeah. Well, same thing. Same thing with me. I'm trying to change camera here. I'm trying to come up with different ways to videotape it. Also, I'm thinking of a way I can attach an arm and have the camera lower to the rear wheel, so you can actually see the suspension travel and the body twist while you're driving. So that's what I'm trying to come up with now. But most cameras I have are too heavy. But like the small one you have, that's friggin' light. So that one should be good for that.
Yeah.
especially on the slow videos.
Yeah, this little one, I can make a mount to go onto the side of the truck,
Okay.
probably inside the wheel well.
Mm-hmm.
It's small enough I could put it inside the grill.
Cool.
So there's a lot of spots where you can put it. The only thing downside is it's not waterproof, but I can take it all apart and coat most of it anyway.
Okay.
At least then, be at least splash resistant a bit. But again, I wouldn't want to drive it underwater.
Mm-hmm. No, would be a bad idea unless you take it all apart and you put conformal coating on it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to coat it anyway.
Okay. But you don't want to push your luck either.
$30 camera, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Tony.
Team CC.
Tony has his big truck with him.
Truck
Me?
is bigger.
Did you break
I
it?
have some repairs to do.
What did you break?
Yeah, it broke.
What did you break?
Hold on a second here. The one of the drive shafts on the front here came out, and so the steering is stuck like this. So I'm gonna have to take it apart. That last landing on that video that I shot the other day. Yesterday,
I almost left a comment because you left a comment that I had some breakage or whatever, but I almost left a comment on you. It says, well, looks like you didn't have enough fun because there was no breakage.
Yeah. Well, yours was like, kind of more the, oh, whoops, I should have tightened that screw down kind of a thing. This was an impact kind of. But I heard it clicking, so I figured that, I thought the diff was going, but it turns out it's probably just the pin or whatever in the drive shaft was just wearing out. Because when it turned hard, it would click. So, but I don't know if they're rebuildable or not. So I just was running it till it was done. And then when it stuck like this, I realized what was probably making the noise. And so now I just got to go in and see what kind of damage was done. But it was a fun run.
Now you got to take it apart. That's the first time you're going to take it apart?
This one, no. I've had to put in one new front diff in. I've had to do arms. Broken shock shaft. I've had to put new shock shaft in. And new rims, but that's about it.
Okay.
The bumpers are shot, but it's kind of one of those things that just seems silly to replace when it's still protecting it. But I do have a new bumper already, so I may just go ahead and put it on this time.
Okay, cool.
As we sit and chat, it's just something to work on.
Yep, that's fair. Me too. I was going to work on the stopped you from presenting. I was going to work on the Winnebago on the inside and all that, but the more I think of it, every time I work on that, I got to really look down and concentrate, especially because there's a lot of cutting and there's a lot of measuring. So I don't think it's something I can do while I'm doing a live video. So I got to find something else to work on.
Find something. That makes sense.
Earl RC is online, so I don't know if he's going to join in. I did put a link there, but I can actually invite you also in here. As soon as you tell me or send me an email, I can put the email into here and dial you in directly. So if you guys want to send me an email, if you want to be in the chat on the bottom and chit-chat with us live, thethankrc@gmail.com. So thethankrc@gmail.com. Pretty easy to remember. And I'll send you a quick link and you can just jump into the discussion, or you can just type away and ask questions. And if anybody wants to see anything also, any of my trucks or anything, I can show you guys. And one I'm gonna go get right now is actually the Winnebago, to actually show you the attached frame underneath it and how it looks like now that it's attached.
Cool.
So I'll go get that right now, just making room on the desk. It's a big truck, it takes a lot of room.
I missed the big truck that Sherpalot was showing there a second ago.
Oh yeah, his big hauler, the tow truck he's building.
Yeah, I had it playing, like the YouTube. I have the premium or whatever, so it's still playing, but it was in my pocket and I couldn't see. I was trying to grab everything.
I can throw it back on the bench.
Hey, Happy Lux. Just joined in, he's in the chat also. So James Price is saying he's got some repairs to do on the E-Revo, but there's a lot of stuff back ordered. Well, what are you missing on the E-Revo? Because I have lots of parts.
Some 2.0 though.
Is it the 2.0 he said?
Yeah, he waited for it for a long time.
Oh, okay.
And then
It's a big guy.
broke it like right away.
Yeah, I got parts for the little guy. So lots of parts for this little guy. I got two now. One is my son's and one is mine. So I theoretically don't have two of each, or still one RC of each, because this one belongs to my son. It's not mine. That's how I'm going to keep.
Likely story.
Yeah, mine is actually purple. And it's got mud super swampers on there. So here's mine, which has a purple paint job. And it's got super swampers compared to this one, has the big tires on. Big difference.
Yeah, how do you like the narrow tires?
I like it. It seemed to be pretty good. It does puff up a little easier, but it did okay. It's puffed up tires like this, or softer tires, are not meant for speed.
I was going to say, it's a pretty soft tire, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is a pretty soft tires, and it does. You do see the pizza cutters with it a lot, but in the dirt or in the sand, it's a fun little truck to play with. But for the price I paid for this, it was not given, but like it was pretty good. Just the electronics was worth more than what I paid. So I said, sure, I'll take it.
Mute myself for a second here. Try and get this thing to bite.
I'll be right back. I'll go get the Winnebago. There's a big event here tomorrow at my place. Not tomorrow, Saturday. A big call to crawl. Here's the Winnebago. There you guys. You see the Winnebago, you see the roof. That's it. That's all you're going to see.
I almost built one of those a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah?
I've actually, James, got my E-Revo on the bench here, or behind the bench. That's the next thing to fix. Still broken from the freestyle run. I completely stripped out the spur gear.
So the Winnebago, let me change camera so I can move around. So basically, come on, you cable's caught. Sorry for the shakiness of the camera. Trying to be a professional here, but it's not working out. Okay. Some people were asking me, okay, are we gonna make it a little smaller? And it did already go a little, the gap a little smaller, but it will go smaller as I put more weight into here. So it will crunch up a little bit more. The front, for some odd reason, all the weight's in the front, but the front is not going down. I don't know why. So we're still experimenting with the suspension. But like Chris says, the more we play with it, the more it's going to sandwich down a little bit. Or we can just take the leaf apart and actually like bend the leaves back to take away some of the springs. Because the springs are double springs. So, but it rides very good right now. Like I got up my ramp on it and it was kind of nice. That big ramp. But here's the inside with the motor. So I have still to glue it. I got to glue it back on. It actually stays there. It's actually unglued right now. But it gives you a good, what it's going to be like when we're going to take the cap off.
That looks cool.
The cap is actually here. So I've made this bump bigger. I kept the two sides, and I've made the bump a little bit bigger. So now, when we put the seats on and push it forward, this is how it's going to look inside. So you won't see the motor until we take the seat out. Probably going to get new 3D printed seats that are a little bit different. But right now, the whole motor changes, and plus I'll probably finish the inside over there also. Inside, I'll put some brown stuff also, some felt, to actually hide it. So this is going to be a Class 1 truck.
Cool.
Actually, a Class 0, sorry. It's going to be a Class 1 and a Class 0. What a Class 0 is a motor with an engine bay and that has a open hood. You can open up the hood or see the engine. That's what a Class 0 is, and it's going to have a 3D printed motor. The only thing my 3D printed motor does not have is a oil pan. So it's not a full, but it's almost. So it's either I'm going to keep it, change it, or I don't know yet, but we'll see how it goes. Or maybe just build one with styrene. But this is the C-Max chassis, for some people that don't know. And like you can tell here, there is double leaves. So either we take off a leaf, and then it's going to squish down a little bit better. Right now, without any leaf, it's pretty high, but we want it to be down low. So, but like Chris was saying, and what he was doing is he was just pushing on it real hard and try to get it down. Another thing is there is oil in here, or maybe we should take the springs off. We'll see once the full Winnebago is fully built and fully dressed on the inside. We'll see how it goes. But right now I squished my battery in the back here and it stayed there. All the electronics is hidden on the side here, on the side wall. We're probably going to 3D print a box that can go on each side, and also maybe at the back for the battery. So might have a box here for the battery and put it up through here. There's going to be a lot of weight in the front. And what we did to attach it, welded a bracket onto the Winnebago, and then bent the L bracket, bent it up, and actually just put a screw on each side. That's how this is holding. Where did I get the Winnebago? A friend of mine called me up and says, "Hey, do you want it?" That's what happened. So I said, "Sure." He gave me this one and also a fire truck, but the fire truck was damaged a lot, so it's actually missing part of the one axle is actually missing. So this is kind of cool because the way you actually open it, you open up the lid, and there's a bracket, and you can actually use the lid for a Nova in French, but in English for shade and all that. So it's kind of cool. that's my Winnebago. I gotta get new windows. What we're gonna do for the truck is this is a GCM special event vehicle, so we're gonna put vinyl. So the whole truck is gonna be vinyl. All the windows here are gonna be hidden with vinyl, except for the front two side and the front window. Will not have vinyl, but the rest is going to be vinyl, and it's going to be written GCM Racing. It's going to have some of his trucks or a truck going over a hill. So it's going to be a truck that they're going to be bringing on special shows. Own Life, how you doing? Welcome in.
Oops.
James Price says his main focus has been the SMT10 lately. You're getting a new spur and slipper pad. Lower arm just need dry shaft. There's a lot of different options for dry shafts. What did you find?
Busted it. There are no pins sticking out of this drive cup anymore. Or the drive shaft. I wonder what the cup looks like, though.
Horsey Forum Diversion says, has anyone ever heard of the Hillian Dominus V2?
I think that's going to be a Hobbytown brand.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, part of it's still stuck in here.
Honey Lulu says, hey guys, me and Wayne are watching. So you're thinking it's the self-rightening that kills the diffs, Tony?
Well, yeah. Have you seen how those tracks self-right?
Yes. Yeah, they jerk a lot.
Start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. It's like forward, reverse, immediate. I did it one time on my X-Max. I'm like, yeah, nope, not going to use that feature. Seemed like a great thing when they talked about it, not having to go get your car, and then when I saw it in action and the tires ballooning and
yep. Especially like even on 8S, it must be nuts on 8S or even give more of a jerk.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
So you saw my running video for my Savage. I actually raced my Savage. I was running 5S. They were running 8S on their X-Max.
Yeah. You beat it. I saw.
Yeah.
Down by the beach?
Yeah. That Savage is just a beast. The weakness on the X-Max is its weight.
Yeah, it's so heavy.
It's so heavy. It needs a lot of power and a lot of torque to move it.
But that's what also makes it so much fun, the way it handles.
Speaking of X-Maxes.
Oh,
hey.
Steve OD 313.
Look it in the background. Speaking of X-Maxes.
It says warning, RC cameras in use. I don't see anything else.
Look at the box behind it.
Did you just get an X-Max?
Yes, I did. I picked up my Tamiya Dancing Rider, and I picked up an X-Max. I was like, I got to get one.
All right, so you got to say which is better now, the UDR or the X-Max.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't ran the X-Max yet.
I know, but when you do, I want to report.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
I told you to get the X-Max.
And all that for your X-Max?
Am I going to do an unboxing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, probably. There's a million of them out there, but...
Yeah, I know. Everybody does them.
You know, I mean, I might do something, not just, like, do it like how everyone does, take all the stuff out, read the manual, all that crap, but, you know, I don't know. I want to get it out and run it.
Ooh, that's it. Just rip the box all apart, throw batteries in, and go.
Right.
Yeah. Insert batteries here and go.
You should unbox it. Just have the batteries already in it and just like tear it out of the box.
Yeah, shoot it out of the box.
Just destroy it.
there's a bunch of drone people that had just joined in. I've been following for a couple of days there, the people on the drone network and the Canadian drone network also. Good bunch of guys. If you guys want to hit them up, they're all chatting, and go see their channel. But they all do live shows and things like that. So I'm gonna try to make it to their live show tomorrow night, actually.
Yeah,
So,
I've been going to the Canadian drone networks. Them two guys, Kim and I forget the other guy's name, but
Rogers.
I go to their live feeds quite a bit.
Cool.
I try to learn something from them because I don't know jack about drones, you know.
Yeah, the Canadian Drone Network, he actually just put a comment on my YouTube video asking me where I come from. I come from a big city. Well, it's a little city. Well, it's a medium city. Well, it's a city. It's a Canadian city. It's the national capital of Canada. So I basically live just outside of Ottawa in Ontario. So I'm not too far from the Quebec border. Takes me 15 minutes, and then I cross the river, and I'm in Masson, Tursault actually, Tursault near Masson, Angers, Tursault, in that area. That's where I am.
Nice. Yeah, they said they're close to Michigan. They said by Detroit, and that it wasn't that far from them. I don't.
Yeah, from the drone network, yeah. But the Canadian drone network, he's in Quebec.
Right.
And we have Drone Life in here also.
Yeah, Drone Life just seen. He's been commenting on my videos. He's a good guy. He's really cool.
Yeah, Michael Burgess, I always have a hard time saying his name, is saying as far as Traxxas being the best, to him it's a personal preferences.
Yeah, I talk with him a lot. He's a good guy. He's got back problems and stuff too, so we kind of talk about that stuff. But he's another good guy.
Hey, Sinister RC Dad, how you doing?
Oh wait, that could be cheap.
It's made cheap, you're saying?
No, the pin just pushes through. I could probably just buy a new pin. Be back and running. I was just trying to see how it was made, and the pin that runs through it just busted off.
Okay.
Here's a small piece of it, but it just pushes right out at the end. And so I can just put here's the actual piece.
Cool. Yep.
That it runs through. The ball is chewed up, though. So it must have snapped, and I must have just kept driving it. Like I said, I was hearing the clicking. I thought it was the diffs. And
when you hear a clicking, you got to stop, Tony. You don't keep going. You have to stop.
Because the carnage comes after the clicking starts. So the ball cup is like, oh yeah, you can see that actually.
Yeah.
It's all chewed up. It should be blue, and it's just all chewed up. So I'll just put marine grease in there. Or udder butter probably is what I'll use.
Sinister RC Dad says you need some CVD axles for that bad boy.
So what?
He says you need some CVD axles for that bad boy.
Why? I've run this straight thing for 2 years. Huh?
Yep.
Never broke one?
Well, don't say never. You just did.
Well, until that. So, it grinds. But it doesn't need to move in there. Once that pin is through, it shouldn't move too much.
Yeah. Mike is giving me a spelling lessons or a pronunciation lesson, saying my name is pronounced with a J, so it's Mike Burgess.
That's what I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
Burgess.
But I was saying Burgess. It must be my French in me because I am French, and sometimes getting that letter pronounced right in French or English, it's
different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, does your son speak English? Because I noticed on your video today, Frank, that you were talking to him in French Canadian.
Yeah, he speaks French Canadian.
Does he speak English too?
Yeah, he does speak English now. He's way better, and it just started like in school. He learns it a lot. but he's been learning a lot from the from us. We teach him and all that, but from the Xbox actually, talking to people on the Xbox and talking to people a little bit everywhere.
Interesting.
Does he do they teach do they like the main language, is it French Canadian, like how they teach them and stuff, just they're talking in regular French Canadian? Is that like the number one language?
In school it's all French. In school
Okay.
all day it's all French, and then they do have maybe an hour of class that they teach English, in other words.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking.
Is that regionally, Tank, or is that everywhere?
No, it's pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
Well, when you go in French school, you have, and that's what happened to me when I moved to Calgary. I was here in school, the same school Sebastien is going to right now, and I was learning English 1 hour a day. I moved to Calgary, and everything was flipped around because I was now in an English school. I was learning English all day. All the courses were done in English, but I was in a French class for 1 hour a day.
But that's regional, so that is regional then.
Yeah.
Based on where you are in Canada.
Yeah.
Whether it's French speaking.
Well, it depends if it's a French school or an English school also.
Yeah.
If it's a French school, everything's going to be French. All the courses are going to be French. But if you take an English class, it's going to be in English.
Yeah. And you can also choose to do a French immersion in an English school.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah, some of my friends would be in all French classes, and I'd be in English classes.
Huh.
Yeah.
What's with the dye shirts? Like you got a dye shirt also, and I know the drone people were playing with dye shirts yesterday. What's the story with that?
Oh, I don't know. I made this at one of my hippie van bus event things.
I was gonna say he drives a van.
Yeah,
man.
man.
He's a hippie.
Yeah. How can you drive a hippie van and have no air?
And have no what?
Hair.
Have no hair. Oh,
No
well,
air conditioning.
that's a biological problem.
Well, theoretically, if you had long hair, it would be okay. You can still be bald on top, wear a hippie.
Yeah, you don't want to see me with long hair. It's like the most horrendous white afro ever.
Krusty the Clown.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I bought an Xbox pin kit. I might have this. I have to look. Just lost a clip though somewhere.
Let's see if I can't invite Earl in here. He wants to be invited.
So do you have a theme or a topic for tonight?
It's just general RC. It can be drones. It can be anything remote control. Planes, drones, boats. Doesn't matter.
Did you see my post about that ECX thing?
Not sure.
So within the last week, Horizon Hobby put out like a press release or a new policy that all ECX RC, no more online sales anywhere. It's in-store only.
Yes.
I don't understand that at all. What's the positive business side of that? I don't get it.
They're trying to get something that the hobby stores can sell, that they won't have the online pricing to try.
I think they're trying to cut the online people.
Because they don't have to necessarily hold the same brick and mortar store and pay those kind of fees, and so they're trying to keep it something that you can only get there. But
it's probably
problematic if you break them and parts aren't available for you to order. And
yeah, no, it's bad for the customer. It seems bad for the customer for sure.
It's probably all the motors that they had sent back for the damn ECX Ruckus. That new one that I bought that burnt up, because I know a lot of people have said they had problems with that. I just put a Valenium system in it 2 days ago, so it's back up and running. But
what motor system was in it? Did it run the Dynamite?
Dynamite, yeah.
So my low C TEN-SCTE, which has been the version 1, an awesome truck for me. That was the first thing that went, was the ESC about 2 weeks in, stopped working. And so luckily they sent me a new one. I was just into it, $500 or $600 or whatever it was, ready to run. Yeah. No idea what was anything with an RC. And, I called them and had all these issues with it. And they just said, sounds like your ESC, and they ran through some stuff with me. I mean, the customer support was actually really good on it. and they just shipped me a new ESC, which was actually a whole new brand. They weren't branded Dynamite at the time, so I think I ended up getting a Dynamite one.
This
So
is the one
was that a
was
big
in it.
success ESC? That was a big 6S ESC, was it?
No, it was 2S, 3S, just a low C, the short course truck.
Oh,
so
okay.
those are not running super high usually. I mean, the Arma runs 6S; those things are nuts. But
yeah,
the Centon.
Yeah, apparently there's a Dynamite 6S because that used X-Max that I saw, they put in a Dynamite 6S ESC in it, which I'm not familiar with, and that makes me nervous. Worse than that.
Oh, I don't know, man. The Dynamite system in the low C DBXLE is awesome.
Yeah, it's probably that ESC. It's probably that one.
Yeah, so they've got some nice ones in their bigger 5th, 8th, and 5th scale stuff.
Yeah,
it could be from their 8th scale trucks too.
Oh, we just got the Ice Bike, which is from Australia, that just jumped in. Check out his, it's pretty cool. He's got 3 videos up right now, but he does RC, but he's also building a Harley Davidson trike, most expensive trike in Australia, he's saying. But that just reminded me, I got to send Jack an invite. He asked me to invite him into the chat. So we've got to get Jack in here and talk Australian to our buddy here.
Jack needs VIP
I'm going to take my phone outside. It is too hot in the house.
Too hot in the house?
Hot house. Very, very hot house.
Jack's going to give me in trouble if he hears that I forgot about him.
Just when he invited me, say, "Hey, everybody, welcome to RC Talk."
Yeah, sorry we were late broadcasting this night.
We're just getting started.
Just got it started.
I always tend to join after 10 anyway.
That's typically what I do too. I just got these Dubro wrenches, and these are awesome. They're the like rounded tip ones, so you can go in from an angle.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I got those for standard. So I got to get some metric ones like that.
Yeah, my buddy was telling me about them. When he comes over, he lets me use them. It's like on the E-Revo and stuff. Getting at the motor, you have to come from an angle.
Yeah, a little angle.
And I couldn't do it.
I have a Phillips that's like that, where it's just bent right at the head, where you can just get in at certain angles. Really nice, just like that.
So, well, I'm gonna have to put this up. That's an easy fix, luckily. So, and a cheap fix. So that makes me happy. This thing's been a tank, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, those X-Maxes are badass.
Sinister RC Dad says you need a AC unit in your house, Alvin.
Yeah, Jim knows that I definitely need an AC unit in my house. But that's just, I can't afford it. I just can't. It's all right, though. I'm like slowly just becoming a desert person and not the desert. It's basically desert heat in the valley. Like, I'll do a little quick pan. You guys can see where I live, out in the valley, in the orchards. Cattle land.
Listen to the birds. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's basically like an atrium out here. That's all you ever hear is birds, and then once it hits nighttime, it's frogs and crickets. That's it.
Yeah.
Of course.
No more birds. Like, once it gets dark, the birds shut up, and then the frogs and crickets come out.
The house I grew up in was like 120 years old. Didn't have any AC, anything like that. Had the water, heat units.
Yeah, that's
like,
what this house is. This house was built at the end of the 1800s, and I don't think it's really ever had an AC except for like once.
Yeah, it was like 1865. It's old house, and asbestos, which is the problem. But the yeah, we just had like a window unit.
Yeah,
for the
we
summer.
used to have a swamp cooler, but the swamp cooler burnt out, and then we now just use fans.
Yeah.
RC
but your nights, it gets cool in the night there, right?
Yeah, at certain parts of the summer, it gets really hot at night. Like, there'll be times where even at 2 o'clock in the morning, it'll be past 85 degrees, and that's really bad.
Yeah.
But then there's times in the summer where it's like 50 degrees or lower. It just all depends.
Yeah.
Those nights are really fun. Like, the last few nights, it's been in the 60s, and those have been really nice.
Cool. Hey guys, RC Forum Diversion has a question, and I want you guys to answer it also. His question is, what do you think of spectrum transmitters for RC trucks?
What was that?
What do you think of spectrum transmitters for the RC trucks?
No. I'm having problems with the Spectrum I got with that ECX. I thought it was the motor and ESC acting up, but I put that in the lunchbox and that thing did the same thing. Took off on me with no response. It's like, I don't know.
Spectrum used to be good, but not too much anymore.
That's weird that
And
you
Steve,
had issues.
am I seeing correctly? Is that an X-Max box behind you? Is that real?
Yes. Finally.
You just
Ooh,
picked one up today.
wow.
Is it green?
They told me if I didn't open it, they'd have a green one, and next week I could trade it in.
Oh,
John,
you better not open it then. You better leave that unopened.
what receiver do you run, John? What receiver's transmitter do you run?
I typically put Traxxas in everything, which is kind of weird, but I like it because with the upper tier Traxxas ones, you can do multi-modal memory, you can have the app, you can have the telemetry, you can have the
Yeah, they got that TQI, which is really nice.
they've got tons and tons of features for very little money. But the majority of people who are at the racetrack, Futaba, you see a lot of Futaba, is typically what's considered the best.
Hey,
I don't see anyone running Spectrum at the track.
Okay.
I think
I love
Spectrum
my
used to be
Spectrum.
good. Not more.
When I was doing short course, there was a lot of people doing
I run Spectrum.
but I have a Spectrum, and I have no problem with my Spectrum. I actually own two of them. One is a 3-channel, and the other one's a 4-channel.
Yep.
And I've never had any issues.
Yep.
One thing
Tony
you
would
do have to be
case.
careful. Yeah. One thing you do have to be careful, Steve OD, is when you bind a new receiver, you do have to set the limit, and sometimes you do have to set the emergency shut off.
The fail-safe.
So you got to be careful. And also some receivers, like some Dynamite, you actually got to go in the menu and reverse your engine. The reverse as the engine, it just has to be reversed for it to work.
Right.
And so you just have to be careful on some trucks.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up for sure because it's acting funny.
And
Yeah,
Tony,
I'm
you
not
saying
saying
you
that
have
bad.
Spectrum?
They
You
have
have any problem?
various tier of low quality radio to pretty good ones for surface.
Yes.
I run
Yeah.
Spectrum Air. My airplane radio is Spectrum.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have Spectrum for both I have the 6 for my planes and drones, and then I have the DX4R Pro. The new ones look awesome that are running Android on them. Like my
those
buddies
ones
are running those on their phone, and that's going to get better as they do like the Bluetooth for like Castle. When they get the Bluetooth module on Android, and you'll be able to update it right from your controller. Go into Bluetooth, connect to your car, and tune your motor. That's going to be insane.
Yeah, that's going to be convenient.
Yeah, convenient. For sure. I
like that one where it's lowered down, where the wheel is lowered down. That one's nice.
I have the DX2. This is Sebastien. A DX2S. That's Sebastien. He can put 10 trucks on there.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
5 trucks, I think, or 10 trucks, I think, on that one. And it's full right now. I can't put another truck on there for him. So he has that one, and I have this guy, the DX4S.
Yeah.
Reason I got this one was for the Stampede, so I can have 4-wheel steering. So just by a hit of a button, I can change my steering, the way the steering goes, and that's the remote that does it.
Steering on your Stampede?
Not the Stampede, the
Summit.
Wheelie King.
Wheelie King.
I was going to say, good Lord, that's a pretty cool mod for a Stampede.
I have a 4-wheel steer button on that new Fly Sky GT5 remote that I have. It's actually called crawl mode, and you can do, back steering, crawl, crab walk, or you can do rear wheel steer. And that one's pretty good. I haven't had any problems with that.
Cool.
I love the Tactic radios. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, those ones. That's what I was
problems.
thinking it was. Tactic, not Spectrum.
Tactic has been doing good for the last few years. Yes, a lot of people like them.
this
I like them
TTX
for
300. I mean, if
crazy.
they made this into something that was a little bit more
Yeah.
multiple models and all that,
Exactly. Yeah. I want
I've
this
had
to be able to do
zero
multiple.
issues with this controller ever. And so I don't even change it on all my SMT10s. I don't need all the third channel stuff. And it actually has buttons here to program, but it feels good. I just like the weighting of it, the balance of it. I wish this was maybe dropped a little bit, the steering wheel,
Yeah.
but other than
Tony,
that, I mean, everything's great on it.
Tony, you can
That's what
hook
I like
up
about the other
four-way
one you have
steer.
where it's low.
I just don't like
Yeah,
the tapered phone.
You can hook up four-way steer with that tactic remote using those buttons on it.
Yeah.
If you look it up on YouTube, there's guys that'll show you how to run the four-way steer with that tactic remote.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I'm running Spectrum in the Revo, the Bigfoot, the Tamiya one I got there. I'm running I was running 4 Sigma. I'm not anymore on the what's that one called? The Red Cat ground pound. My SCX10's running on that DX4 Pro. The mud truck's not actually, but Gravedigger is. The Losi 10. So I got a bunch of them on my.
You should have told us which ones you're not running them on. Dang, it's like every single truck.
We've been like, yeah, it's just this one. It's not running on and that one.
Yeah.
There's a good question for you here, Tony, on the page, and I'll answer that one also after. As far as that's from Drone Life, as far as RCs, what's the difference of having 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive? Because the speed is the same. So what's the main difference of having 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive?
It's just the traction, just the pure amount of traction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for straight line, full speed, you're definitely going to be better off 4-wheel drive. But 2-wheel drive's a lot of fun too. So
yeah, I love
it just really comes out of control. It's a lot easier to get squirrely with 2-wheel drive and to lose control. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely get the same speed, but yeah, you're just getting a different amount of traction, like Earl was saying, and I think control. Those are the two main things for me that I find. So I prefer 4-wheel drive.
Same here, because 4-wheel drive, what you'll have is when you take off, especially when you're racing or even when you're bashing, when you're turning a corner and you punch it, wherever you're pointing, that's where it's going to go. So as soon as you're turning your wheels and you're pointing them somewhere and you punch it, the front wheel actually pulls you where you want to go, and you're going to go in that straight line. When you're driving a 2-wheel drive, it's completely different, because when you turn and you hit that throttle, you might go in a skid or you might turn around. It's way harder to drive a 2-wheel drive in a race than a 4x4. That said, a 2-wheel drive might be a little quicker also if you know how to drive it. But a 4-wheel drive, everybody says it's a cheater truck in races because it's a point and shoot. So if you're going to do racing or any bashing, a 4x4 is way better. Plus, it's going to have more traction in the grass. 4x4 is way better because it just pulls itself better. A 2-wheel drive is going to have a little bit harder time. The 2-wheel drive is a completely different beast driving it. It's different style. It's a fun truck to drive, but bashing 4x4 is funner, especially when you go on those jumps. You drive with a 4x4 on a jump and you start doing a backflip. If you hit the brakes or hit the throttle, you're either going to do a front flip or a back flip. You can't do that with a 2-wheel drive because you don't have enough rotation momentum with the wheels.
I'll tell you the difference between 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. Price. You're going to pay double 4-wheel drive.
Price.
And they're harder to work on. 4-wheel drive usually is, you got more dips.
Yeah, there's a lot more to work on in 4-wheel drive for sure.
Instead of it just being motor powering the rear axles, you're running a lot more. One of the things I like about 2-wheel drive is working on them. Like my little Traxxas Stampede. I love working on that thing, and I had that thing though set up tank where I could backflip it, but it was.
Oh yeah, the Stampede is so nice. It can do backflips for sure. I love my Stampede.
It required
thing
some power, but
Oh yeah.
it would do it. But yeah,
it's a heck
that's
of a lot
really
harder
the
to
only.
do.
Other than that, and my RC10 is a 2-wheel drive. I don't have very many 2-wheel drive vehicles.
Like a front flip or a back flip is way easier with a 4x4 than a 2-wheel drive.
Way easier.
Definitely.
And a front flip, I don't think you can do a front flip with a 2-wheel drive. A back flip, I see how you could do that because you already have the momentum going up.
Yep.
I haven't seen anybody do a front flip with a 2-wheel drive. Yeah, I don't think I've ever have. Because you need that front wheel drive to be able to spin it forwards to be able to get it to flip.
That real momentum to bring you there.
This is my brother's dog, Bo, by the way. He's sitting there bothering me. He's like, just watching.
No, I think he's watching you more. He wants a cuddle.
Yeah, he's not even watching you guys. He's just like watching me. He's like, what's up?
Kim, yes, Kim, this is all RC. That's why the show is called RC Talk. We talk about radio control cars, planes, boats, drones, pretty much anything. Mind you, I own one drone, and it's a.
And your battery will not charge either. Hopefully, you charge your battery.
This is my own drone. Well, it's been dead for almost a year, and I just charged up the battery. It's been charging for 2 days now, and it's still not charging. So I think the battery.
Wow. Oh, you might need a new one, yeah.
Yeah. So I tried yesterday, but that's why I was trying it, and it just didn't want to go. And I got it off maybe 2 inches off the table, and then it landed and it started beeping. So the battery.
It was like, yeah, that's about as much as you're gonna get, and battery's dead.
Yeah. So batteries for these are like $10. So I think I'm gonna pick one up if I decide to go more with it or not. But it's a very small little battery. It's a 380 milliamp. So I think I saw them for $6 or whatever
really
they were.
You can get those for fairly cheap. You can get like a 5-pack for $12.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, those ones are actually really nice. I like the drones that actually come with the removable battery like that. The ones that come with like the what are they called? They're not called a dedicated. Well, they are a dedicated battery, but they're called something else. Where it's basically like a stick battery that sticks into it.
Yeah. Now, Drone Life says he's got a Traxxas Bigfoot. Is that a 2-wheel drive or 4x4? I think those were 2-wheel drive.
School #1 Bigfoot. He's got the regular Stampede. You know, he's got that same one Tony has right there.
The one that Tony has is the Clyde, I think, right?
No, he has the Bigfoot, the Stampede Bigfoot right there. He has that same one.
This is a Clodbuster with the Bigfoot body.
Oh, well, then I'm wrong then, yeah.
The
body
he's got Clyde.
The body is what I meant. He has that Bigfoot #1 body is what I meant.
Yeah, he's running this right here.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, he's running that right there, yeah.
Now, is that
By the
RPM?
way, green looks so nice.
All the green, is that from Traxxas or is that from RPM? That's the way it came.
Most of that looks like RPM, yeah.
What's RPM?
No, actually, the front bumper and stuff, that's the Traxxas, yeah.
That's
Tony,
great.
Yeah.
All the green parts on that truck, is that standard from Traxxas?
Yeah, except for the shock caps.
Okay.
And these,
Mhm.
what are the arm or the
Hubs?
The hub.
Even I forgot for a second. I was like, wait, what is it?
Caster blocks?
It's like a carrier. Yeah. Hub carrier.
Michael Burgess says he loves the slash low center gravity, which is very nice because I installed it in my slash also, and it makes a big difference having the LCG chassis on there.
Yeah, that's what I made that track slash of, is that LCG. And I got these today too for it, just so it's all anodized, blued out now.
Nice.
Yeah. Need to run it.
Is it almost done, that truck? That truck yet? That slash?
Oh yeah, it's done. I just wanted to swap out the I had regular toe links in the back or camber links in the back, and I wanted to make them blue like the front ones, so I got those. And then I got this this gauge here the other day that's supposed to measure like ride height, and then your toe in and toe out.
Yeah, your
all that
camber,
stuff.
your toe in. Yeah.
Yeah, yep. It was only
That's
a
a
couple
really handy
bucks.
tool to have.
But yeah, it's from Racing. It was only like, I don't know, maybe $4 if that.
Yeah. Cool.
Good.
Does anybody remember what size pinion gear goes on these Stampedes?
Somebody
The original ones have the 18-tooth pinion, but the newer ones have a 19-tooth.
Yeah, the pitch.
Oh, I believe it's 32.
86, I think.
The pitch.
The pitch?
Oh,
48
that's
pitch?
the spur. No, you're right. 32. Yeah. No, you're right. 32 pitch.
32.
Yeah, Drone Life says his Bigfoot is actually a 2-wheel drive.
Yeah, he has that same one that he was showing. That it's basically a 2-wheel drive Stampede, but with the Bigfoot #1 body, not the newer style Bigfoot body, but the old school body.
Those new ones that they just showed off were so cool with the
red, white, and
Americana
blue
theme.
Yeah, the patriotic Bigfoot one. That one was pretty cool. I did like that a
So
lot.
cool looking.
Mike Burgess says it's 48 pitch.
48
Yeah,
pitch.
that's what I said. 48 pitch.
Yeah, but I wasn't listening to you, Steve.
32
Yeah, I
pitch is
bet.
the one on
Nobody listens to you, Steve.
No, I heard you. I heard you say 48. I think I got one of those laying around.
Tell him he needs to get a wheelie bar for that Bigfoot. Big time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he knows. Yeah, Chris knows already. Drone Life, he knows. He definitely knows he needs one.
Yes, Wayne, get on with your camera. The link is there in the comments, and it's also on my Google Plus and my Facebook page.
Oh yeah, that sign right there was from Honey Lulu. She made that.
He did a wonderful job on that sign. I need one for me because I don't know if you noticed, but in our first show the other day, I had people knocking on my door, which was really annoying. Instead of like, how Steve has people coming in, I had people knocking on the door, which was really annoying. So, I mean, I need one of those to hang on my door.
Live session. Stay away.
Yeah.
I think we upset up that Jack because he was on earlier. Nobody said hi to him, and then he left.
Who did?
I said hi to him right when he came in. He just didn't hear me.
I don't know, but I just texted him. I go, hey, where'd you go?
Who came in?
Jack.
It was Jack.
Oh.
I thought
I said hi right when he came in, and then I don't think he noticed, and then he didn't really say anything and popped off.
Anyways, I asked him where he went and if he's gonna come back.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Did you guys see the latest video I just posted with that yellow-orange car, kind of? It's got a 7.5 turn motor, brushless motor on there. That thing's stupid fast.
That you posted?
The one
Yeah.
you were drag racing. The one you were racing back and forth?
Yep. And I was giving it to my son. Like I didn't want to go too fast with it, but like when I was on the street alone with him and he was on his bike, I just floored it. But one thing I noticed, 2 of the wheels, one of the front and one of the back, is actually unglued off the rim. So when I was giving it some torque, I wasn't getting the proper grip that I was supposed to. But that's why you actually hear the motor. You hear it, and you can hear the tire spin.
Yeah, probably rubber spinning on the rim itself. Yeah.
I missed it. How did it sound?
Yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah. Yes.
I gotta get them glued before I go race with John because I heard he's got a very fast 4x4 also.
Which car do you got, John?
I don't know.
John's like, I don't have no fast car. It's slow. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying to do one of these lighting kits. I'm like over my head. What were you talking about?
John, you got a Traxxas Ford GT, and you put a fast motor in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Fortec.
Yeah, the Fortec 2.0. Yeah, I like that car. That's a great basher. I've had that for what, like 8+ months now. It must be going on a year now.
Basher?
Yeah.
That's what I was. I was like going through my head. I was like, wait, a basher?
Exactly. I mean, on-road bashing, yeah, sure, because it's not really race spec or anything. So,
True, yeah, on-road bashing, yeah.
but yeah, I've had that for almost a year, and I've broken nothing, and it's gotten in some pretty horrific crashes. I'm impressed with it.
And
Those
what kind of
Vortex
motor did you put in there?
It's so nice.
It's a 5700 kV, the Castle Sidewinder 3 combo.
Oh, that's bent.
What did you break now, Tony?
Just a bent shock shaft.
Oh,
I
bent
beat this
shock shaft?
truck up like insane. So
You can straighten them up. I did straighten them up before, but the problem with them is once you bend them, they've lost a lot of strength.
Yeah, they'll re-bend really easily after that.
But when you're in a pinch, you can straighten them out and buy one, and by the time it comes back, you change it.
Yeah, I actually broke a couple of my shock shafts on my Emax back in the day. They just snapped right in half.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I really love about the Emax. It can do a lot of bashing, but that thing breaks a lot of parts really fast if you're bashing it really hard.
That's what you like about it?
Kim, you do
I-
need an RC.
Like about it, like it's a great basher. It can do a lot of stuff, but then parts break really easy because it weighs a lot. So when you hit stuff, it puts a lot of force into those parts.
Right.
luckily I don't bash very hard.
They have eight shocks.
Yeah, it has 8 shocks, 2 on each wheel.
Who's the
Would you
don't
say,
cry
Tony, you
one
don't
there?
bash hard? You say you don't bash hard?
Tony bashes hard. He definitely
that's
bashes.
what I thought. He said you don't bash hard. Oh shit! Got my.
It would be safe at my place.
I bash my trail trucks really hard.
Who's the don't cry one? I haven't heard anything from.
I've been busy.
Well, I was debating of sending my rat rod to Tony for Tony to test drive it, but
That's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
Comes back in like a billion pieces. Be like, I got a killer vid of it though. It looks awesome. I got
Now-
like 18 shots slow mo of it exploding into a billion pieces.
Now, who saw the
Prefer
drag
things in
race?
past tense.
Who saw the drag race with my rat rod in my latest video?
With the
Yeah,
rat rod.
at the end. I did at the very end.
Yeah.
Yes. At the
Yeah.
very end of my last video, after the credit, I have a 3-year-old video with me and my son. So he was like 5.
It didn't go very straight.
No, it did not go. My tires, I just took it out of the car, and it's like spring winter, so it was cold. So those dragster tires are friggin' hard. It's the Traxxas dragster tires at the back of that, and they're slicks, so they're friggin' hard as rocks. And I didn't warm them up before, and I should have. So as soon as I punched it, my rat rod went crooked, and then I let go of the gas, and then I punched it slowly, and I got him. But my truck went like 4 times faster than his, but he still beat me because I went all crooked at the beginning. But it's right at the end right after the credit. I always put a 90% of the time, I always put a little teaser at the end, and this time I just felt like putting something old. So it's just a little 2-minute clip, and not even.
I've done that. Some of my videos to see if people notice it, and most of the time nobody ever does. Like nobody ever sticks past the little outro to like watch that last little clip.
Yeah, you'd have to do it before the outro.
Yeah. It's hard to get someone to watch a full video from start to end.
Yes, RC Fun Diversion. We need a moderator for the live chat. I am trying to keep up with it, but it's kind of hard. So if somebody does want to be a moderator, I can make them a moderator to actually follow the chat.
Why, is there people saying bad words?
No, it doesn't look like it. I don't think so. sweet machines we have. Well, I don't think you've seen anything yet.
RC Fun Diversions was asking if Traxxas was the best.
Oh, preference.
I mean, they have the best parts support. I would say that.
Yeah, if you want a vehicle that they're going to have parts for it for the next 20 years, and any hobby shop you walk into, I mean, that's what they got going for them for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But honestly, I really do like Arma. They're coming up really strong, and they're a lot newer than them. But they're definitely gonna have to come up over that hill that they're having to climb up right now. That whole lawsuit shit or whatever the hell they're doing.
Well, yeah, but the problem with Arma got bought out by Horizon, and
Yeah.
now Horizon has a bunch of cars that are similar. So are they going to keep that one or ditch the other one? So Arma did make a lot of good headways. They did have that lawsuit on them. I don't think that when they Horizon bought them out, I don't think they bought the lawsuit. I think it actually went away when the company went bankrupt.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
Yeah, as long as they don't keep that car going.
Well, I seen
Yeah,
today.
the Nero's gone. They're definitely not bringing that Nero back for sure.
That's a sweet car,
in the
though.
UK.
It was the freaking frame of that truck made that truck look insane, even without a body on it. It
I
looked
got
mean.
one right here. I got a Nero in here right here. It's not mine,
Yeah, and
but I got
you
one.
have actually one of the good ones because it has the differential brain in it. That's one of the good ones.
But
hey,
I
Alvin,
was at my hobby shop today, and they have Arma restocked. They had a bunch of new Arma boxes in there today, so
Yep.
that's a good sign.
It might not actually be new. It's probably just new old stock that they still have laying around.
No, they're restocking. They're in
No,
stock
they're
places.
restocking.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they were actually fully manufacturing them already.
hey, Alvin, RC Fun Diversion just wants to say hi to you.
Hey, John, what's going on, brother? I'm sorry I don't have my other tablet, so I can't really see chat. I'm trying to get out here in the cool air for a little bit. I'll head back inside so I can open up my tablet and check out chatting so I can chat with you guys as well.
And,
I'll head back inside.
Don't Life is saying that Steve-O loves that X-Max in the background.
Yeah. Finally. It was like the first freaking RC I wanted when I got into the hobby.
Yeah.
There was just too many that came in between it. I was like, I don't want to spend that much money for an RC, and then I'll just get this one. Then I wasn't
bought the
satisfied. I
UDR.
want something better. Finally.
Yep.
Check and see how much power I got. Yeah, a little bit of power still on the phone.
Yeah, so did the UDR win you over before X-Max just for the scale-ness of it?
No, the price was cheaper.
Okay. That helped.
Barely.
Yeah. Well, the hobby shop gave me a good price. They gave me the UDR when it was brand new for $700, and then they gave me this X-Max for $839. So
That's
I
a
was
very
like,
good price for.
Yeah, John, I know. I said the S word. Yeah, I know. It's better than the F word, though. At least I caught myself a little bit.
Yeah. So, Tony, I think we should show them a little tour of some RCs or some trucks that we have.
show them that new mutter that you got, Tony. The Kong, or what is, not the Sling King.
It's not finished. I mean, it's really just a body.
Did you
What's
use
that?
your sticker machine for that? For the
No, it comes with the stickers.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what makes it such a sweet deal. Is that they've got all the branded stickers and everything that goes with it. Comes with the body, so, and it's made to fit on these SMT 10s. And
I love that Bob Hog body. That thing is so nice.
It looks really cool, but it had all the stickers. I wish it had directions with it, and I wish it had. I actually talked to the guy because I asked them if you're supposed to cut the scoop out of the body or if you're just supposed to cut it out and put it on top. So I was pretty sure that theirs was cut out when I'd seen it. Sorry, I just spilled over here. So clean it up as I talk. But so I ended up cutting mine out and putting it in through. But you put the what I wish I would have known is that you put the front sticker on first, because then all of these actually line up with each other, and so that they go, and it actually has to wrap this corner on the back, and then this has to start. Well, I'd start with the back because it seemed easy.
Oh.
Then I lined up this one with the back, and then when I got to the front, there was a big gap. So I ended up peeling these back off. Luckily, they came off, and because they're nice stickers, nice quality stickers. But yeah,
That
I mean,
scoop looks really nice on there.
they really killed it with this body. It's probably one of my favorite out of the box, out of the bag bodies you can get.
So what'd you have to
the
do?
stickers
Paint
and
it?
everything.
Did you just have to paint it orange and then back it?
Yeah, well, the back I did black.
Later, iSpike, if you get a chance, go ahead and check out everybody's channel.
So I did that black because
I love the fact that you
back
backed it with the black. That looks so nice.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm waiting. The problem was my local shop doesn't have the dragon wheels that go with the King Sling tires, or Sling King tires. And so I'm just kind of waiting on those. And then once I put those on, it'll be easy to swap between the X-Max, just drop the body on these tires, and then the Bog Hog, just trade the tires out. Everything's waterproof, so it's ready for the bog. And I'll have 2 trucks that I can run with the same chassis.
The Max
I
D?
have to do 2 setups. But
the Max D is what you swap it out with?
yeah, that's my Max D truck. Because it has
Bill
a black
Boynton,
frame already. Otherwise, I'd take it apart and put an orange frame on, but it's not worth it. Having to buy a whole nother truck. That's cool, Tank.
Yeah, I like that a lot, Tank.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Man, I gotta learn how to unmute myself. Yeah, you guys remember my toy hauler?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I gotta finish that guy up on the inside and all that. But this one's been gathering some dust. I took it out a couple times. I still haven't finished my dually, my other dually, because I got dual wheels at the back. One only has one wheel, the other one has 2.
The other wheel, I was like, there's only one wheel on that side.
Yeah. So I got to finish that one off. And I'll show you my my monster truck, my mud truck. Mine's just a Wheelie King.
Kim, are you talking about your Luckton, your S912 Luckton?
So this one is my Wheelie King. This is the one that I actually have 4-wheel steering. So the 4 wheels actually turn on this thing.
Yeah.
Did you see a company called Bezel Tech has that same top, and it's got it's a crawler like a Red Kit. It looks just like that, but they're selling them for $85 right now.
That's not too bad.
Yes, RC Forum. My toy hauler was a Ford. It's a Ford F650 front end. Another car that I have that is a lot of fun, and it's stupid fast. I don't think, John, the footage of me drag racing with this thing versus the other car during our night call. Did you ever put that up?
Two?
I'm on mute. The footage that you sent me, Hank?
No, the footage you were videotaping.
Yeah.
When we were drag racing. Oh, the cat is coming to visit, Tony. When we were doing the night crawl, you videotaped me when I was drag racing with this thing versus.
Tony, that's a beautiful cat.
Yeah. Don't remember that?
Yeah,
Get out of here.
I put it in. I mean, there wasn't much. There was a lot that I had to cut out because it was hard to focus in the dark.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I have you racing the XO and
XO.
something else.
Yeah, there was another guy, the EXO and something else. Anyways, but this thing is fun. This is originally a T-Con car, a short
That's an
course
awesome
car
car.
that was converted, and right now it's on the trailer. But it's a fun, fast little thing. This thing weighs nothing, and it's actually brushless, so it's pretty
What
Yeah,
was
amazing.
those
it?
things are so nice. They're really fast with brushless.
What
So
You
was
pretty
showed
the
that
fast.
off like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
When you did the trailer reveal.
Yes, when I was the tank RC goes shopping. That's still one of my very viewed video. I'm surprised. I was checking last week, and I'm surprised that one is getting a lot of hits. I don't know why. Somebody must have it on their website or something.
what was that originally? That Polaris thing?
It's a T-Con 1/16 short course truck or 1/18 short course truck.
Oh, okay.
That's a hard question to answer, John, because there's not too many you can get for 100, but there's a couple that you can get for $100. They're not super high hobby grade, but you can get some RCs for under $100 or $100.
Yeah, the problem with some of those RCs that you do pay $100 for, the problem is part support. You will pay $100 for a car, but if you actually pay $200 for a car, it will last you a lifetime almost. Because I've have RCs here that I've had for 10 years because I did buy a good name brand that I have part support for them. But if you buy one for $100 that don't have part support, as soon as you break it, you're done. It's garbage. You got to be careful what you buy.
That's why I love that
That's
Stampede.
the
that
first thing to look for. Do you have the
20
part
years.
support or not? Even if you have to order it, like I just had a pond filter go for me, and it was a cheaper one that I bought at Home Depot versus the more expensive ones you can buy elsewhere. And come to find out, you can't buy the impeller for it, which is like a $15 part. So I have to buy a whole new pump, which is $100. So it'd be better off. The same analogy with the RC cars. If you can find something that has a part support for it, you're going to be way better off in the long run. So even like the DHK zombies and some of those things that I have that you can pretty much, there's like one or two places you can buy them in the U.S., but they mainly come from Chinese stores, is that there's part support like crazy for it. And I've run into a lot of people that have actually the DHK one, the zombie in particular. I was talking with somebody at the monster truck races, and so it. And I didn't know that he had, or he didn't know that I had one, but he was talking about this truck that he had that was so awesome and, was unstoppable. It was the zombie. And I was like, dude, I have that too. It's amazing. But, that I can get parts for here in the U.S. And so even though you buy the main car, wherever you get it, you have part support that you can get for it. And for that, it's pretty quick because I think it's like RC Explosion or RC Hobby Explosion or something like that has them out of Florida. Where you can just direct buy part. You can actually buy the cars from them as well. And I think the price is about the same. So, anyway, the part support's huge if you want it to be something that is long lasting and not break it and done.
Yes.
Something that's good for under $100 though is that one WL Toys model. What is it? The 12428, that rock racer.
I like the short course version of it better, but yeah.
Yeah, that one's a good one too.
Because you can get to the innards a lot easier with the short course body. Those caged ones that are like the Twin Hammers, not to mention they're a knockoff as the Twin Hammer one, but they're a lot harder to work on.
Yeah, it is a lot harder to take the body off. Yeah,
you have to remove like 12 screws just to get into where the motor is.
Yeah. But unfortunately, Kim, that Lupton that you have, it's not really a true hobby grade vehicle, and you're not really going to be able to replace a lot of the stuff in it. So if it has like gearing problems, there's not really much you can do with that, honestly.
If you're looking at $100, you might as well look at the ECX amp for 125 or 130 or whatever it is.
Yeah, and ECX has been having good part support from Horizon, no problem.
Well, and the amp is built off of like 3 of their other cars, so it already had part support available. Mixture of the Ruckus and their buggy and the truggy they had, right?
So RC Fusion is asking which RC company has the best customer services. Low Seat, Team Associated, Traxxas, Red Cat, etc. So which one do we think is the best one?
Traxxas.
Yeah,
To
with
me
personal experience, Traxxas for sure.
Traxxas for sure, but they're the most expensive also. So
Yeah.
you do have to be careful.
Yeah.
But you get what you pay for.
Look, Traxxas isn't the most expensive. You can get one of their cars for $140.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, the Rustler.
you can get the Stampede for like $150. Just the regular Stampede. Like, you don't have to get the Bigfoot or Scully or Craniac. Those ones are slightly more expensive variations of the Stampede.
The
True.
Bandit's going for $135 now.
Yeah, the Bandit's a great buggy. That's a really nice two-wheel drive buggy.
And also the two-wheel drive are pretty affordable. Like the Slash two-wheel drive are pretty affordable also.
That's about $220 now, right?
Yeah.
$189.
Is that what it is? Remember, I just looked at all of them because I was going to buy a few of the low price Traxxas ones to review.
Not Traxxas though. Isn't the Arma Granite two-wheel drive? Aren't they like 140, 150?
For the Voltage that I got in here, that's got these batteries that come with it, which you can
those come with the 1860s, yeah. But you can put regular lipos in there, yeah.
Yeah, you can. It's got like triple chemistry.
But the XL5 and then the 12-turn Titan motors aren't bad at all for starting with.
No. I mean, if someone was trying to think like, oh, I've only got like $80 or whatever for a Luckton or whatever it costs, like just wait a week and put another couple bucks with it and get a basic entry-level Traxxas, and you'll be way happier.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I got one of those Lucktons. I only paid like $40, but honestly, it was a waste of $40. It lasted a whole...
Yeah, I've got one too. I don't like it.
It's a GP Toys. It's a GP Toys S912 Luckton.
It's just like the drone. One of the market that I think is the most diluted or has a lot of product is drones. There's drones right, left. Everybody makes drones.
There's toy grade drones nowadays. Yeah, it's hard to get a hobby grade drone. Yeah,
even the hobby grade ones are. That if I were a hobby shop, I would not carry race drones because people aren't going to buy them from me. They're going to get them from the people that make them. Everybody's custom making their little one-off frames, carbon fiber made, direct from the company. And they're buying the motors and the ESCs from China because they're advancing them way faster than anybody here is at an affordable-ish price. So, I mean, China's killing the drone. I mean, the Emax motors that everybody was running here, those were all just being ordered from China. You could get them in your hobby shop, or you could order them from China or wherever. It's just, but yes, tough to stock.
Race drone definitely not something you want to stock in your store. You want to get that stuff online.
It's just evolving too fast. It's for a brick and mortar store, you cannot keep up. I mean, me as like a semi drone enthusiast, I can't keep up. Like,
no.
I bought one 6 months ago. I haven't even set it up yet. I know it's already obsolete.
Yeah, mine are obsolete.
I'm not too much into the racing drones. I love the camera aspects of it, the photography aspects of it. That's why I like drones.
And as a brick and mortar store, you're not going to beat the prices that you can get online for a Mavic. So,
yeah, exactly.
At least a hobby shop. I mean, you walk into Best Buy and buy one, but I wouldn't carry that either as a hobby store.
Well, yeah, that's what kills the drone market is because you can get those sort of drones at Best Buy and places like that where they're not really at your normal hobby shop.
I don't know what it's like in the US, but for Canada, it's really hard for any store to compete with DJI because if you order directly from DJI, it's no tax, free shipping, no custom. Like, immediately I'm saving like 20% by buying from DJI direct as opposed to going somewhere.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is here in the States as well. You basically get a better deal if you buy straight from DJI. I mean,
we have a DJI store here. I just went to the DJI store. It's like an Apple store. I bought
really?
From them.
Wow. Cool.
Oh, I didn't even know they had a physical store, a DJI store. That's cool.
It just says DJI really big sign.
That's cool though.
Yeah.
They're an authorized reseller, an authorized repair facility, and warranty facility. So.
Yeah, RC Forum is looking at the prices for some Traxxas stuff and saying the Traxxas 4x4 short course truck is $400. So that kind of is a high sticker price for that.
It is.
Yeah, the one you're probably looking at is the full brushless model too. Yeah.
If you look at the brushed model, it's going to be cheaper.
4x4.
Yeah, always look for the
They don't
brushed
make,
model.
They don't make a brushed 4x4 though.
Yeah, they
They
don't.
don't. You
that
gotta
often
buy a
do.
VXL, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
they don't
Yeah,
sell
they don't-
VXL now.
They
They
don't
used
have
to.
brushed 4x4.
Two-wheel drive. They've always had brushed and brushless two-wheel drive, but the four wheels have always been brushless from the get-go.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
But one
Except
thing
for like the old school Emaxes, but that was before brushless came out.
the
But
ECX,
it's hard to go wrong. Those motors are awesome that they put
Yeah.
in those.
and
I mean, some people hate on them, but I've never had any issue with the Traxxas ESCs or motors at all.
well, I've owned two of them. I got the Traxxas Stampede 4x4 and the Traxxas Slash 4x4.
Have any stock?
What's that?
John saying I'm starting a hobby store. I'm selling Alvin stock cheap. I only want 60%.
I got the Traxxas Slash and the Stampede, and both of them are VXL, and both of them I blew the motor on them.
Really?
But and I went to the hobby store because I run a lot of packs on them. I went to the hobby store, bought a rebuild kit for the bearings, just rebuild it. Took me 5 minutes, put the motor back on, and I'm
When you say blew it up,
again.
that's what you blew, right? You blew the front motor bearing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
only
the
$60.
one was the front motor bearing, and the other one was the rear motor bearing.
Okay. So far I've gone through 2 or 3 front motor bearings, and
Really?
once they explode inside the can, they are very difficult to get out.
Yes, yes, the front motor bearing is very hard to get out.
So far, I've never blown a motor bearing yet, but I'm definitely not looking forward to when I do.
My friend cooked 2 VXL 3S's like up in smoke fires.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. Somebody have the Team Associated truck?
Yeah,
Ethan.
Ethan does.
came in the mail
Ethan.
today. You guys hear me?
You got the Team Associated truck.
Yeah, it's fine.
You guys hear me?
It's brand new, isn't it? Just on the market.
Yeah, you just
You guys-
When the heck did you get that?
It's got skinny tires.
You guys can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
RC Element
But
and
yeah, it just came today, and I've
Michael
already got it
Burgess.
stripped
Well, you
apart
already
here.
in here, Michael. So I'm just saying a late hello to you.
I can give you the quick runaround though. Basically, it's a 1980 Ford F-150. It's based off of that. Chrome bumpers, front and rear, plastic that are mounted to the chassis. I've already got it torn apart, but it comes with this little LiPo, and I was running it around for a little bit, and it seems to hold the charge pretty good.
I used to have a black version of that truck in real life, and it was nice.
Yeah, they've got a black one actually. With it's kind of got like red pinstripe on it, but the servo.
I like that blue and silver look. Is cool.
Nice body.
Yeah,
the blue
I
silver
chose
does
the
look really nice.
I chose the blue because the black looks really dark with the black windows.
Yeah.
The servo normally sits like up front here. I've got it stripped apart.
10 scale servo looks absolutely gigantic in that.
Yeah, it does. It looks huge.
The one thing that I had a really bad problem with is this radio it comes with. It's like super touchy. I almost drove it off the table because reverse, there's like no sensitivity. It's almost full throttle or nothing.
Wow.
So I don't know if any of you guys know these really old axial remotes. I had one laying around, and this thing is like 100 times better than the stock one. And since this has a separate radio and ESC, it all works perfect.
Cool.
But
Now, what size
really
of motor
handy.
did it come with? A 380?
yes, it's a 380 size motor. This is a Reedy power system in here,
Okay.
but it's got
Looks
the,
really good,
1/16
actually.
still, right?
yeah, it's got lights in the front grille. Let me show you.
Those are $200, right?
Yeah,
That's
$200, but I got mine from RPP on Memorial Day, and they had a 15% off sale, so this is only like $170 with free
So
shipping.
$170 for
Can't beat
truck.
that.
Oh, wow. Those
They
are pretty
got that
bright.
sale.
Those are nice.
RPP's got that sale going on right now for the 4th of July.
Yeah, is that still going on this week, or is it just the 4th?
I think it said a few days after the 4th because I was looking at the trucks they had there. You can get, it's called Fireworks 18 is the code word.
I don't know how RPP ever makes any money. They got so many sales going on and free shipping. It's like, man.
Yeah, I was looking at them yesterday. Yep, free. It's fireworks 18 is the coupon code, and you get, I don't know, 15% or 18% off or something.
It's
I was
nice to
just
see
talking.
someone else wiping sweat off himself besides myself, Steve.
Steve, I was watching your unboxing video of all your mail you got there.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you reminded me to come here and stop by. I was like, hey, I'm not working tonight.
Yeah, I seen your video. I commented on you. You see me there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like,
kind
you
of
got it.
hoping for winter again because I
we
love
were
watching
talking
your
about that.
Kyosho
Wow.
out there in the snow. I think it's so nice.
We were
That thing's a
talking about that,
blast.
Ethan.
Yeah, I love that thing.
Once I got all the electric problems sorted out on that thing, ever since it's been pretty reliable. But for a while there, I was ready to toss that thing.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I have to pause this real fast. I'll be back.
Okay, no problem.
Hey, Ethan, real quick, have you driven that thing?
Yeah, I have. I haven't really bashed it out on the trails much. The front steering geometry was really bugging me. So right now on the CNC machine, I'm machining a new. This is like the electronics tray. This is where your receiver goes, and then the ESC sits right here. But it basically sits in the truck like this, kind of. And I'm gonna be, the one I'm machining has a servo mount in the front of it, so I can pull this servo back and kind of correct some of that steering geometry. But it was all sorts of wonky. Like I can't remember which direction it was, but if you turned it full lock and went in reverse, the steering servo wouldn't be able to turn the wheels unless you stopped.
Huh.
So it's not really a weak servo thing. It's more of how the geometry was. It's kind of hard to demonstrate, but basically, this thing's such a mess right now. But basically, if your steering knuckle is pushed up against the chassis, the steering horn was so far out here that basically it was pushing it against the axle, like towards the axle, more than it was able to push it out.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to correct that with my new battery plate I've got.
Yeah,
going
that makes
on here.
sense.
How'd you like them tires?
I haven't gotten to test them outside yet, but I really love the tall and skinny looks of them. That's where it's at for tires for me.
So it's funny. I was just at this job thing down in Dallas, where I was learning about a new project I might be a part of, and this girl just comes out of the blue up to me, and she's like, "Traxxas, huh? You're with the enemy." And I'm like, "What the heck are you talking about?" And she's like, "My husband works for Team Associated." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." She had apparently gotten on and looked at like my Instagram and something else, and came over and just gave me a hard time. I'm like, hey, I've got an Associated. But I was asking her how they were doing because I hadn't seen anything. The race scene out here is dead. So I know out on the West Coast there's still a little bit of racing and stuff going on. So I was asking about how they were doing because they don't have much to offer somebody like me. Like, I'm not going to get one of their buggies or their truggies. They've got that one kind of that rock racer truck that kind of, it looks pretty cool. But then I went back to my hotel room that night and I looked up and I saw these trail trucks. And I was like, that's sweet.
Yeah.
So I'd actually joked about it when Harley was showing the like teaser shots for their Vanquish truck. And I was like, what is that, a Team Associated or something? Like joking about them having a truck. And so I was actually shocked that they did come out with a trail truck.
What you got to do, if you get a minute, check out my channel. I made a live stream. It's a video that's up there now, and it's a picture of this truck and a little Toyota truck that's the same size. It's made by Thunder Tiger.
Okay.
I was told that Team Associated now owns Thunder Tiger, but basically what it is it's a Toyota pickup truck, like the Trailfinder 2 body.
Yeah.
It's on this exact same chassis with different bumpers on it. And I'm not sure if the axle housings are the same, but basically they're the same truck. But the power systems look to be a little bit different in them. but
Right.
really it's the same platform.
So they bought a platform and they stuck their stuff in it, kind of like what Hobbytown does with the Helion stuff.
Yeah, so this is really, it's almost rebranded aside from the body, the lights, and the power system and the
Right.
bumpers. But it's a really good looking truck.
Yeah, it's nice. Me, I show the drone people that are on right now. This is the Toyota. This is the TF2. It's an old car from RC 4-wheel drive. This is not a cheap kit to buy when you're buying this kit, but it is
Well, I don't have one still.
It is a nice kit to drive, though.
Here, I'll give you.
It is a very nice kit to drive. I got a couple upgrades on here, especially the fender flare, because I wanted to get bonus points. What we get for bonus points is when the tires are actually not sticking out. So now I'm getting bonus points. Plus, I got some scale goodies at the back. I made crutches. And yes, this is got that in Vegas. What goes on in Vegas? Don't ask me how I got those. And I got a sandal there. And I got stuff in my my cooler here, gas tank. Originally the guy comes with no legs, but I gave him legs, and they come off a skeleton. So he's my war amp, and he's got amputee legs. So that's why he's got the crutches in the back of the truck.
Lieutenant
So
Dan, you got legs.
Yeah, now he's got legs, so I get more points. Yes, it does look like a Tacoma. It's a Toyota Hilux. Nice truck. It goes pretty good. It is a leaf truck. It's very stiff, but it's a nice little truck.
Here's what it looks like next to my Traxxas TRX4 here. It's quite smaller.
Oh yes. Too bad they didn't make it bigger. But
yeah,
I
think they were just trying to reuse that platform.
Yep.
That is definitely 12th scale.
Yep.
Like some say 10th or 12th, and they're all different sizes, but that definitely looks small.
Have any of you guys tried
But
these?
the TRX4 is a big truck.
Yeah, that is true. It's like large 1/10 scale. But I was gonna ask you guys if anybody's tried these Traxxas beadlocks yet.
A friend of mine has them, but he I don't know how he feels about them. I know he had to buy a bunch of parts that he thought he was gonna get with the kit, and then he had to buy like the hardware separate. The hardware didn't come with it or something.
Well, you get these like the actual wheel itself. You get 2 wheels for like $8, but then you gotta buy the rings, and the rings come with the hardware, and that's like $30. So they try to make them look cheap, but really once you add it all together, it's about the same price. But I haven't driven these yet.
So, is it because you can also glue to just the rim?
Well,
is it like a dual purpose?
You could glue it, but I don't know if it would hold really well. And
so why would they separate them to sell them?
It'd look really funny without the rings on them too. But these are the easiest rims that I think I've ever put a tire on.
There are a bunch of colors you can get the rings in?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of different colors. I just opted for
black.
That
makes sense. That's why they do it that way, probably.
And that is a Traxxas rim?
Yeah, this is a Traxxas rim.
They look good.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So $8 for the wheel, and then $8 for the wheel, and then for the hardware and rings.
$8 for 2 wheels, and then the hardware and the rings is like $30 for 2 wheels.
Okay.
Are they metal rings?
Yeah, they're aluminum, I believe.
Interesting.
But the thing that I found neat about these rims, I showed it when I was filming the video, but they have the straight down edge where the inside of the bead meets the rim, but on the outside it's kind of angled. I don't really know how to demonstrate it, but the outside's angled and the inside is straight. So when you're putting these rings on, basically the tire gets like cinched into this instead of you having to stick the bead into a slot it kind of works its way into the slot. It's really neat. I thought they must have been really thinking about that. They're just so easy to put together. I couldn't believe it.
Nice.
But these are vented, and I don't really like my scale tires vented, so I sealed up one of them just with some like M3 hardware, and it seems to work just fine if you just screw some little tiny screws into the holes.
Could you hot glue it?
Yeah, you could. I just wanted to throw the screws in to see if it would work or not.
So you left your cage on.
Yeah, I did remove the spare tire the other day, though, because I was just wondering how much better it would do, but it just blew my mind how much better it did. I found it insane.
Yeah, the spare tire should be on the front hood anyway.
I just did that to mine tonight. Took the spare off.
Yeah, I took the whole system off with the high lift jack and everything.
Yeah.
Ethan, what's the wheelbase on that Team Associated?
The Team Associated, let me measure it here. What do you want, it metric or standard?
Standard.
I think they're from the U.S., so go with standard, I guess.
All right.
10.5. 10.5.
It's a little under 9 here. I don't know if you guys. It's a little under 9 and close to like 23.5 millimeters, or 23.5 centimeters. Sorry, that'd be an incredibly tiny wheelbase.
Yeah.
Now, for beadlocks that are easy to put on, you should try these GCM rims. These are Canadian made. These are so easy to put on; it's ridiculous. But this beadlock comes from the back, and the way you lock it, it's kind of cool, and it's all from it's like two pieces that sandwich together. But it's really neat how
does it just screw together in the back with like a couple screws then?
Yeah, kind of.
Anything that doesn't use like 16 screws going around the outside is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yes, from the inside, you actually screw them. You see the screw there inside.
Yep.
I think the Traxxas wheels are like 12 screws per side.
And there's 8 of them. And then what you can do is, if you want a hex or the disc brake actually becomes your hex. So if you don't want to run a hex, you want to run a pin, you can just change that if you want. But these wheels are very expensive. You're looking at about $45 Canadian a wheel.
Yeah, that always gets me with GCM. They make beautiful products, but sometimes my money is it's a little hard to spend that much.
But the quality of craftsmanship on this is just crazy. Yeah. And they don't mass produce these. Like they come out with a series of rims. So once you got them, it's almost like a collector's edition because you don't see a lot of them on the road. So it's kind of cool. But that's my Jeep. That's my Class 2 rig.
So I haven't really seen. I don't know. I got kind of slow on keeping up with YouTube there for a while. But how's the Winnebago going?
Winnebago is going good. If you look
just
at
had it at GCM, right?
Hey.
You just had it over at GCM, right? With Chris?
Yep. Yep. And I'll show you real quick.
We're talking about rims. I'm fixing mine right now.
You're sticking yours on?
Oh, mine are the SSDs. I actually pulled part of the bead out of the tire.
Okay. So I got the chassis on, the motor's on. So there's the chassis on the Winnebago. The electronic is on. I had it running last weekend on one of my videos. Which one was it? Not the last one, but the one before. I actually have it running up a ramp. So if you look at the end of the video, it's actually running. And that's on full leafs. So there's the... But we are going to make it go down just a little bit more, maybe a 1/4 inch. We'll squish the suspension down a little bit.
Just give it a little
I'm waiting
sag.
for the interior. I'm working on the interior right now. And if I open up the top and show you inside, there's the inside with the 3D motor. Just wait.
Oh, yeah. Wow. You got that whole motor in there.
So now I got the motor in there.
Did you see that other guy that has the one that looks exactly like that on Instagram? I seen you commented on it. He was copying you.
Yeah, well, he's trying to make it scale also, yeah. But it looks like he took off all the rivets here, and he's going to be putting new hardware to put it back together. But he took it all apart, and he's actually getting it sandblasted to actually get it painted professionally. So he's keeping the original look, but I don't know which color he's going to go with. But he's getting it all sandblasted and repainted, so that's going to be kind of cool. RC Forum asked, is that a crawler? Which truck did you ask was a crawler? Not sure which truck, because I can't remember. I don't know when that comment was made. Because theoretically, my Winnebago is not going to be a crawler. It's a class 0 rig or class 1 rig, which means it's a everyday truck that you drive on the road. Yes, it even has rust, just like a Winnebago, 1970 Winnebago, yes. And this one has a paint job like a 70s when it... Whoa, things are falling here. Like it's somebody painted it with a paintbrush also in the front. So it's even got scuffs, and so it's in bad shape, but that's what can you expect from a... okay, look at this, we see paintbrush. People were repainted the Winnebago. So this is all going to be vinyl wrapped with a graphic on top, so it should be kind of cool. Cool. Well,
hey Tony, are you still there?
Yep.
I wanted to show you something. You got a TRX4 Defender, right?
Yep.
Hey, Steve O.D., David Confused is actually commenting. He's the one building that other Winnebago, which we were just talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's saying he's painting it black and red, looks like.
Nice.
Me, I put the battery... Okay, I'll show you where I put my battery. I do have the GCM chassis on there right now, but I'm probably going to run a smaller battery. But the shock tower actually pushes it up a little bit. The rail, the shock tower pushes up. Let me... Too much noise. So, okay. Camera keeps switching. The shock tower actually pushes the chassis off the rail. So I can use this 1300 milliamp, which is going to give me a good 20 minutes to 30 minutes runtime with this thing, if not more. But I basically just slid it right underneath the chassis mount, and it's pretty tight in there. So that's where I just put it right now. But we're probably going to 3D print a box to go at the back. We're probably going to print a 3D box. And that's where we're probably going to put the battery at the back here, which permits me to put a bigger pack at the back. The pack is probably going to be hidden by magnets. Right now, I just put the ESC on the sidewall here, but we're probably going to build a box here and a box here also, a box on both sides, so it looks like the luggage or the compartment, just to make it look more scale.
Almost like big saddle tanks.
Yeah, that's true. So we're probably going to have 3 boxes, one here, one on the bottom, and one at the rear. Or even Chris was saying, because it does have door here, making one straight box or one straight piece of styrene, even a black piece of styrene, and you just bend it and it just snaps into place. That should be kind of cool. But I wish my motor had a pan though for the... I wish it was a full one, but bigger can be choosers. This motor was donated to me so that we can put their name on the Winnebago. So anybody that gives me stuff for the Winnebago, either for inside or for scale look or for parts, will get their name on the vinyl wrap that we're going to be putting. So even if it's sponsorship money or whatever, the name goes on it.
Your tanker got some body clips you can use.
Body clips.
So
No body
does
clips.
that count?
But CCXRC would look nice on here.
Sure would.
Hint,
We'll have to
hint.
talk.
Anyways, I was gonna show you, Tony. I don't know if you're still running that factory bumper on your TRX4 or anyone.
Yep.
But that thing just kept bugging me because it was hanging up everywhere. And this is just 1/4-inch aluminum that I milled to look like the factory bumpers, how it just has the round corners on it and the big straight front end.
That looks good.
But I know SSD's got one like that, so I decided I put some little D-rings behind here on the bumper.
Nice.
I used their Hot Racing Easy Mount D-ring things. You just like screw them in. They're like M3 eyelets, and then I just put the Traxxas D-rings in there. But I just love how they like flop around in there.
Cool.
Because they're not
Yeah,
tight.
that feel good.
But it's got so much better clearance than what the factory one does. It's crazy.
The factory one just hangs way out there, and that between that and the rear tire, it just gets stuck on so much stuff.
Yeah, that's why I pulled the spare off, because it just kept hanging up on everything. Now I got to make a new rear bumper because that situation doesn't match anymore.
Right.
What happens if you go flat now? You're screwed.
I don't know. I guess hope somebody brought a can of Crazy Foam.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing also Dazed and Confused is saying is his is not going to, it's going to be a trail rider. It's going to drive on the trail. Basically, this is what this thing is going to be also. It's not a rock hauler. It's to ride on the trails. I'm trying to keep it scale, and Dazed and Confused is doing the same thing. And also at GCM Racing, I was thinking of doing the same thing as Dazed and Confused, just saying is cutting this out and actually making functional doors. So Chris, actually, we talked about it, and if we 3D print, it would be nice to actually cut this out and actually make the battery compartment here. So when we change a battery, we just open up the door, just like a real Winnebago, change the battery, and just close it back up. So
knowing myself, I would have it cut out almost completely, and I just completely jack up the last cut.
Right at the last second, just mess it all up.
Yeah, good.
Man, I would have to cut that so slow.
Well, with GCM, it's not bad, and if you're good with metal, you can fix any screw up you want. If you're good with soldering and welding, but
is that whole body metal, or is it like a plastic?
The whole thing is metal. The whole panel here is metal. The floor is metal. Everything is metal except for the interior and the roof. The roof is actually.
Do you have a lot of help reliefs on those axles, or is it just?
I just have I have two. The main one and a second one.
So it'll kind of ride like the real one, a little soft.
Yeah. Well, just like when Chris was doing it, he was doing it kind of hard, but like he was going like, yeah, this is pretty good, and then he was letting go, but like it's pretty good. The shocks on it really stops it from keeping it going, and like we had it on 35 degree, like 30 degree, 30 or 35. I think it's 35 degree on an angle, and it wants to flip back on its wheel. So that was pretty good.
That's pretty good for what that.
Pretty good. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
good
not
night,
too
Mike.
hot.
Good night, Mike.
Cool.
Now, Tank, you gonna run batteries on both sides or just one?
That's what me and Chris was talking about. Is to make it equal. It would be nice to have batteries on both sides. Make it equal. So it's either 2 batteries on both sides, or we're gonna run one at the back. So
I would at least make 2 compartments so you could put the battery on either side if you wanted to, at least.
About a spare battery.
Yeah, or a spare battery, yeah.
Yep.
And on my stomper, I ran two 5,000s, one on each side in parallel. And the main reason to run them like that was just to keep the weight down low. That was a heavy truck, hard body.
That would be helpful also.
You could just wire them, like he said, parallel. I don't think that doubles the voltage, just doubles your the battery capacity there, and then that way you wouldn't have to, each time a battery died, you wouldn't have to switch them out. You just switch them both out.
But I used to do like 4 or 5 hour crawls with that truck and never drain the batteries.
Because there's a lot of room. You take a full 5,000.
Not have to change a battery.
Like you take a full 5,000 milliamp battery in there, and there's still a lot of room. Like I could actually put 2 of them.
Oh, there's still plenty of room.
So there's lots of room there for a full size 5,000 milliamp.
Did you get that battery from Tony?
Did I get that battery from Tony? No, I got it at a local store here. So
you should figure out if you can custom order like a big 20,000 milliamp battery for that thing.
So.
Oh, you probably definitely could. They have some battery makers on Facebook that always are posting, we offer custom batteries.
Yeah, there's so many different batteries out there now in different sizes and shapes. You can get almost anything.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yep.
I seen somebody ask for like a 10,000 mAh with like a 100C discharge for a drone. I'm like, damn, that's a big battery.
Rick.
Yeah, it was like a 6X battery too, so it was like a straight brick. It was freaking huge.
I had a 3,000 or 8,000 1.6 Raptor. Still get like 2.5 hours on that. It's a brush.
So Dazed and Confused, this is my interior.
Love about crawlers. With batteries, you can get so much time out of them compared to a bashing RC, where it's maybe 20 minutes tops, 30 minutes tops.
Okay.
Yeah, my 1.6 Raptor, I had a 2,000 kV 1.8 OC motor in it. So it moved for a crawler.
That's what I want for a crawler. When I do get a crawler, I want a crawler that can crawl good, but still has a bit of speed to it.
Yeah, but it defeats the purpose
this little
of
Team
having
Associated, you wouldn't believe how quick this thing is. This could probably run, I don't know. It's quick, though.
I like it. I really do like the chassis and body on that one. It's nice.
I mean, it's not quick coming from a short horse perspective, but it could probably run faster than my Trail Finder, at least.
Oh, Uncle Op is showing his big truck again.
Oh, he said he never got to see the big truck when I had it out here.
Yeah, but Tony, there's his big truck.
I see it. That looks awesome.
Good thing is,
oh, nice. Is that like a tow rig?
this will be a tow rig.
I think
Put
I got the same body.
Put your TF2 on it again.
Oh, TF2, hang on. I got to put the camera down. What are you making me do?
Yeah, I know. It's all for the show.
That's what the TF2 sitting on the back of it.
Wow.
That's how big it is.
Wow.
But
Hey, man, that truck didn't happen to look like this before, did it?
yep.
I can't see.
This thing.
No, I think it was bigger.
But again, a 1.8 system going in it. Race tranny. My old hobby wing. So
Sorry about that. I had to chat with my pops for a second.
No problem.
Okay. Like I said, I'm just putting this one together now. But it's another.
That wing looks nice. Look at that.
Okay. But I mean, it's going to be 44 inches bumper to bumper when done.
Wow.
Long frame. Good Lord.
All right. Well, like I said, here's a F2. Doesn't matter where I put it.
Yeah.
Okay. We all know the size of a TF2.
Wow.
Those are the Power Stroke shocks in the front.
That's gonna be one crazy. You making a truck with that one or what?
It's supposed to be a recovery truck. I was going to have it at the V6,
Cool.
but fortunately, I'm going
You
to.
gonna do a custom body on it or what?
Well, yeah, I'm doing a custom back end. I'm doing a full rotator on the back.
Oh man, that's nice.
So when it's done, pretty different. I like 110 scale, but I also like a lot of the 1/6 scale trucks.
Yeah.
You guys watch Race 730?
Uh huh.
Right?
I've seen a few of his vids, yeah.
Those are what he uses.
Oh nice, yeah.
There's another one up there.
Yeah, I like that body a lot.
What I would really like to try and do is
It's
build
an old
a
Willys Jeep.
truck with the full tire tuck, but on Wraith axles.
How's that for a motor?
That thing looks like a beast. That looks so
Show the
nice.
transmission at the back again. He's even got the
Yeah,
transmission
that
at
transmission
the
looks
back.
nice.
TCM transmission. The one it's in. I still got to do more setback on it.
Yeah. Cool.
I think it's sweet.
You've probably seen this Willys online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those Willys Jeeps.
I saw that thing fishing and as a submarine and jumping waterfalls.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
That one's on a skeleton, and it just, I beat the living crap out of it.
I wish I could show you guys, bring it in my shop, but me and mostly my dad, when I was younger, we restored a 1946 Willys CJ2A, and that thing is so much fun to drive, just the 3-speed manual and everything.
Well, those
Those Willys are so nice to drive in. So nice.
And my grandpa's got kind of a, it's not exactly, but it's like a 1951 military Willys. So those things are just fun to have around. You can put around in them at the cottage and stuff.
The cat is back.
I love the cat tongue.
Well, guys, we've been going on for well over 2 hours, and I usually leave these chats on for a 2-hour live stream. So we're going to cut the live stream, but we can stay on and chit chat. And sometime we do for an hour, sometime we do for 2 hours, like Earl did a while back.
Yeah, that was like 5 hours almost.
But
Until 2 o'clock in the morning.
we hope to see you next week on RC Talk. And tomorrow night, I'm supposed to be on the Drone Network. So check that one out, and it should be fun. So thanks for staying with us. Wayne is still there. And a bunch of guys jumped in. So thanks a lot, guys, for jumping in.
No problem.
Thanks for everybody that jumped in live. It really helps out in the discussion of us talking about our hobby.
Thanks for hosting it again.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll see you next week. And hit the subscribe button if you already did. Thank you. And give a thumbs up. And don't forget to comment. Thank you very much for showing up, guys.
See ya.
Good night.